Buongiorno from our home in Sicily. Today we're going to talk about some topics that we really don't like talking about, but we have to talk about. And that is, every year in the summer, there's drought and wildfires, and they're off. There's wildfires popping up all over Sicily. It's a devastating thing. The other topic we want to talk to you about are the crimes in Palermo. Unfortunately, there's been an increase in crimes in the city.
You want to know something, E? These fires that are starting statistically are really a lot of troublemakers, is what they are. They're troublemakers starting fires, the vast majority of them. Land speculators who want land with nothing on it so they can build whatever they want to do. Yes, people who throw cigars or cigarettes out the windows probably do cause fire, but statistically it's very low.
And some of them are just idiots. Some of them, not just cigarettes, but just some of them accidentally, it happens. But you're right, a lot of them are criminals. And what's really fascinating to me is watching other Sicilians calling out the others who are setting these fires. I mean, people are outraged.
What drives me out of my mind, though, and maybe it drives you out of your mind, I'm not sure, but it drives me out of my mind, is why don't, not only Sicily or Italy in general, even the United States or Canada, why aren't things done in the off-season to prevent fires, like pulling leaves and pulling dead trees, making fire breaks? These things aren't thought about in Sicily until like the day of the fire, it seems to me. Very little preparation here as far as I can see. And I think water's another problem too.
Well, the good news is some desalinization, mobile desalinization trucks did arrive in Porto Empedocle and Caltanissetta a few weeks ago, so hopefully they'll start to use them. That's a great point about pulling leaves and so forth, because in front of our house, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second, our neighbors were smart enough to start cutting all the dead grass and vegetation, because we had an incident 2 years ago where the fires came awfully close to us. Oh my God, this is very scary. Wildfire happening right in front of our place. I just called the emergency units 115 and they're sending someone down. When we pull out the lens and look at the grander thing, it's the same thing every year. We talk about it on this channel. The politicians talk about it. They run on, we're going to solve this problem, the drought. We're going to fill in the reservoirs, and then it just doesn't happen. It makes me crazy. But I want to say, who I'm saddest for are the farmers and the people who maybe have lost homes or so forth, the animals who have died. I mean, this is a serious problem.
What about the bugs? That's a joke. You can point your fingers all over the place, and I think everybody has to take the blame. Everybody has to take the blame, Esther. Not only the town mayors are getting the lion's share of the criticism, because the town councilors are giving it to the mayors pretty good. But let's not forget the region. We have a regional government over here with a president, right? What are these people doing in terms of, forestation issues and fire prevention? We're in Sicily, for heaven's sakes. We're just finishing up 2 or 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks of temperatures 90 to 100 degrees over here. Everything is brown. Seriously, what do you think is going to happen if you leave it unattended, okay? Now, the lady, one of our neighbors, complained to the cops and the fire prevention people, and but for her efforts, the grass in front of our house would have still been high, and the damn thing would have come right up to the fence if we have a fire here. So, I mean, what do we have to do? We have to have vigilantes now going around? I mean, it's ridiculous. That's just my view.
There are small actions for sure, but to see those flames, especially in the province of Trapani, that's been hit really, really hard, although they're seriously popping up all over the place. So you might be asking, if you're coming to Sicily, is it safe to come to Sicily? Of course it's safe to come to Sicily, because these wildfires pop up, then they go, they're put out, and then, others pop up. It's just part of summers here, unfortunately.
Listen, here's the thing, okay? By the time the fall comes, September, gone, the issue is gone. It's about a 6-week issue here, a 5-week issue. The last week or two of July, the first few weeks of August, really, number one. And number two is that, fortunately, this time, most of the fires, except for 1 or 2, I believe, or in the mountainous areas, even
Yeah.
in San Vito Lo Capo, which, I saw that. I went bananas when I saw that. It's up by the mountain over there. It's not in. We have friends over there.
Yeah.
I did a house sale there about a year and a half ago. Catherine, my friend Catherine, and I was worried about her house because she's my beautiful area and she's right smack dab in the middle of it.
I wrote to her, and
Yeah,
I spoke to her. She's on her way to Palermo. She doesn't know how her house is. But the point is, people are being affected, and it's just unfortunate. Now, mind you, this is late July, so who knows how many more fires will happen, but of course, we'll keep you updated. The other topic that just really irritates me, no, that's such a weak word. It really makes me angry. Let's be quite real. Palermo has spent so much money, so much time, so many people painting a beautiful picture of this, one of the most important cities in Italy, the capital of Sicily. It was UNESCO, so many awards, and now thugs, talking about thugs, are now popping up all over the place, and thanks to TikTok and the internet and so forth, the word is spreading that there have been some crimes, especially in the evening, early morning hours of the night. It pisses me off.
Oh my goodness. I don't think getting hit with a baseball bat is exactly a minor crime. There's been robberies in the historic area, which is the touristic area. But most of them, almost all of them, by the way, have taken place after midnight until early morning hours. Now, here's my view.
Yeah.
You go to Times Square, I go to Times Square all the time. When do I go to Times Square, Alfred? I go to Times Square when the sun's out, when it's light. Alfred, do you go to Times Square at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning? Answer, no, because all the crazies are out. It's the same thing in a city like Palermo. So I think the rule that you have to use is awareness, okay?
Yes.
Situational awareness. Use your head. There's you and your wife, or you and your girlfriend, or you and your partner taking a stroll at 2 o'clock in the morning in Palermo, in the Vuccaria, or one of those areas over there, and you've got to walk 5 blocks to your hotel. You're asking for trouble. Just like you would in any other city in the United States. Try doing that in Philadelphia, Chicago, New York, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Boston in certain parts. Same thing's going to happen. Just because you're in Sicily, Esther,
Yeah.
doesn't mean you got to get a pass for acting, I guess I can say, stupid by doing that stuff.
You don't also want to be wearing your big chains, your diamonds, your expensive watches, your stuff, because let's be honest, that's what they target. So don't be flashy, walk around. Stay during the day. Now, Palermo is a must visit on the north and west coast of Sicily. Don't take it out, but just be aware that there have been incidences. Now, what's the mayor saying? The mayor's saying what he was supposed to do after the hotel, the guides, everyone's been screaming at him to do something, and finally he announced that he's hiring 100 cops. Now, you watching this know this. Then when there's not policing, you're leaving up an open space for idiots, thugs, however you want to call them, to misbehave. And that's exactly what happened. There were no cameras. There were very few cameras. There were very few police officers. That entire historic section of Palermo is only a few streets, 4 or 5 blocks. Put a police officer in every block. People's safety should be number one.
Listen, Esther, I've talked about this. My lips fell off one time. I had to glue them back on. That's how many times I've talked about it. Here's what the story is. Let's take Catania, for example, okay? Right now, Catania is supposed to have 1,900 cops, okay? Yet they're 900 cops short, or 800 cops short, or several hundred cops short. You can't get a straight story out of the mayor because it's always changing, but it's hundreds. Now, why? Okay? The reason is the police and a lot of the services are funded by the tickets that are given out, the parking tickets, the speeding tickets, the fines and stuff like that, except people don't pay them. So as a result, when there's a retirement in the force, and they obviously need a cop, there's no money in the accounts because the way they have the public safety stuff funded is incorrect. Now, 100 cops, to me, in Palermo, where there's
Downtown.
millions of dollars in touristic things at stake, there should be 500 cops there. There should be so many cops that you bump into them. They should have closed circuit cameras over there. This is the 21st century, all right? You should be able to follow a perpetrator from one block to another and find out where he lives.
And instead,
It's not
TikTok.
rocket science, and that's the same problem, by the way, for the garbage.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody in Palermo screams about the garbage all the time.
All over Sicily.
All the time. It's inadequately funded, number one. And then number two, there's only two, I believe, landfills in Sicily
Before we go to garbage,
that
let me
take
just...
the garbage and they hold up the cities because they're always full. So it's not one problem, it's a multifaceted problem that is due to, now I'm going to use a cuss word, piss poor leadership. All right?
And
that we've
piss
had
poor
piss
planning.
poor leadership and piss poor planning, not just for this year, but since I've been here the last 25 years.
So before we go
Just
to the
my view.
garbage thing, let me just tell you that they're not just targeting tourists. There was a city councilor in Palermo who was attacked at 2 o'clock in the morning when he was going to one of his favorite bars in his neighborhood, and he got attacked. And then he posted a selfie of himself and the barman who he helped protect, by the way, and said, you know, we must stand together against these people. We have to stand up. So it's other Sicilians are really angry as well. Other Sicilians are wanting change. So it's not just Esther and Alfred calling and saying, hey, you must protect the tourists, but it's also, as I mentioned, the hotels are asking the politicians to do something, the guides, the restaurants, because it's really a bad image for all of Sicily, and especially Palermo, who, as I've said, have worked so hard. The city of Palermo is very rough around the edges. It's very, you know, rustic, you could call it, but it is a must visit, beautiful city with so many treasures. So I don't want to scare you guys, but just be attentive. Just be attentive when going to Palermo, and for sure, don't stay out at night.
Listen, Palermo, Catania, all the cities in Sicily, they're fragile cities, okay? The infrastructure is thousands of years old, as you know, the plumbing or whatever the heck it is over here. You, however, are not. You are an educated person. You have to have, and I said it before, situational awareness. What do I mean by that? Okay, when you're going out and you're in a car, make darn sure that the doors are locked and the windows are up. Do not put your elbow out flashing a diamond ring on your hand or a
Rolex
watch. They're going to go. They're going to go at nighttime. That's the second thing is, why wear expensive jewelry in a vacation spot, whether it's Palermo or any place else? If you're going someplace by a cab and you're going to a hotel or a restaurant, that's a different thing. But if you're going to walk several blocks, bring with you a cheap watch, right? And maybe a cubic zirconium ring if you want it, but don't go broadcasting the fact that you are a wealthy person
and
like that.
especially your phones, your electronics, keep them close to yourself because they'll run right by and take them.
Okay, listen, regarding passports, get a photocopy, okay, and put it in your personal possessions, okay? Leave your passport in the hotel room if you're going to be in a hotel, all right? Or if you want to take a picture of it, you could. Now, most credit cards can even protect you further, okay? They have these credit card things now that if you go to, especially Capital One and the big ones, they can give you a specific card that's not really the same number of your credit card as your credit card. I would explore your credit cards as well for ultimate safety features on your card, and only bring one with you when you go out.
For sure.
And if you have 3 or 4, leave the other 3 or 4 with your passport in the room.
In a safe, preferably.
Right. When you're walking, pickpockets. Now, pickpockets are really bad, not so much in Sicily, but in Rome. They're awful. Florence, they're awful. Venice, They're awful.
And they'll
okay?
come right up to you and pass right
The
by you.
Vatican, they're awful.
Huge problems
You need to
up
keep
north.
a 1 meter, 3 foot circumference away from people, especially women carrying babies, especially young kids with a newspaper who are going to flip it in front of your face to confuse you momentarily while somebody's picking your pocket. Okay?
Especially those people who are selling some kind of jewelry from Africa or something like that. Be careful. Oh, you get this for free. You get this for free. No, it's never free. It's never free.
It's just-
And don't look in their eyes. Look the other way. Don't engage in conversation because they'll start walking after you. That happened to me one time. I started talking to one of these guys and they kept following me around. So as little interaction as you possibly can.
One time, and she was saying in Antigua, the guy got right into not only my face, but her face.
Big
I was
time.
about this far away from
Big
throwing him
time.
over the bridge, believe me. You have to watch out for some of these people. But then again, I think about New York City,
Same thing.
okay? And I think about the urban areas in Boston and Frisco and a lot of other places. So what's the lesson to be learned? The lesson to be learned is you have to be, do not put yourself in those situations.
Yeah.
And then if you can get that in your muscle memory here, you will never have a problem, ever have a problem.
Listen, we're not saying it's dangerous to go to Palermo. We're not saying that at all. But some modicum of awareness, as always, is very, very important. Now, listen, we do not enjoy talking about these things because we'd rather be talking about beautiful Sicily and all its treasures that, as you know, we love showing you. But these are some things that we felt like we needed to address with you. And here we are, mid or late July, and we haven't had any fires in our area yet.
So far.
So far. Mount Etna has been
Pretty good.
You know, the trash, well, the trash is the trash problem, as we've discussed always. But, you know, we wanted to let you know about these things.
I wanted to just tell you a quick little story. What happened to me and my son Matthew 20 years ago. Okay, he came here. He was 18, and I was 20 years younger. I don't know how long that was. Okay, I was driving in Catania, going home, and it was about 1 o'clock in the morning with my son. Now I can take care of myself. Okay, my son can take care of himself. Stopped at a light. Right in front of me pulled a scooter with two young kids on them, 16 years old. And right behind me pulled another scooter, so they essentially blocked my car in. And I knew what was going to happen next, is that someone was going to yank Matt's door open and try to steal some valuables, okay? So the Lawrence and me took over, and I looked at these kids, and I knew that my son and I could squash these kids in about 2 seconds flat. And I really wanted to go out there and just beat the crap out of them, and so did my son. But being in a foreign country, I said to my son, we're not going to do it. Okay, so we drove around and we just took off, and that was it. But don't fight them in terms of provoking a fight, because you don't know if these guys have knives, guns, baseball bats. If there's another group of them waiting in the thing, stay away from them.
In
okay?
other words, if they do take a piece of jewelry, don't run after them. Don't provoke them. Just let it be and go buy yourself another new one.
If it's a cheap piece, who cares?
Exactly.
Right?
Anyway, so those are just some things we wanted to talk to you about. Do you have anything?
I want to invite some people and want to welcome some people today in Sicily. First of all, I want to welcome my friend Mike.
We had a
Michael.
wonderful dinner with him, pizza and granita.
He's
Mike
I
and
won't use his last. Did you use his last
No,
name? Okay.
he's just Mike.
Michael
It's just
Michael
Mike.
is the co-author with me now of my screenplay that we kind of brought it up to the 21st century, and so he's here on some business, and we had a delightful time with him. We're going to be with him a couple more times. We just love the guy and his wife Jen, who is of course working, and I think it's a good thing. He comes here and she works. Anyways, that's a good thing.
And then Bernie.
Our friend Bernie's here. Go ahead.
That's a good thing.
Bernie.
Right now is we'll call it our downtime, so we're having a good time with some friends. Now tonight, I'm going to go to something very different that I've never done before, and that is a Tibetan meditation under the sunset of Mount Etna. So we'll see how that is. Maybe we'll include a little bit. And then Monday we're going to go to a live music thing. And that's
Wait
it.
a minute. The creme de la creme is going to
Is-
be Naomi's arrival. Her niece
Naomi's
is going to be
coming
coming.
next week, so that's
And then
very
that's
exciting.
it for us. Then we have to go back
Then
to
we're
work.
running.
Then we have to go back to work, and we have to work. It's very surprising, though, for the last few weeks, this whole issue of citizenship, Esther, has been kicking up. She's
Yep.
been scheduling one appointment after another for me on people,
Wanting to do their citizenship.
especially reclaiming their Italian citizenship, which there's now a pathway to reclaim your citizenship. So Massimo and I have been
That's
all
a
over
good
that.
thing.
That's a good thing.
And
what
then
I'm-
I've been doing a lot of tour consultations because people are getting ready for 2026. And believe me, if you want to come to Sicily in 2026, you better start planning. Also, Italy is becoming one of the biggest destinations. And I was just reading that foreign visitors to Sicily is up already 2.4% from last year at this time. And they're expecting many, many more. And, you know, the hotels and the guides and so forth get booked very quick. So if you're interested in a consultation and a tour, a trip consultation, either with him for citizenship or with tour planning, email me.
One more thing I wanted to
Yeah.
say about what tours are up on our website, by the way.
We have our May Grand Tour, which we already have 6 people, the June West Coast, the September North and West and North and East Coast are going to be up there, and our October East Coast tour is also up there.
So there's 5 tours up already?
1, 2, 3, 4.
And we have one more to
We
go.
have one
We have
more
one more to go. So 4 are up already. If you're thinking about coming to Sicily, remember, if you're a member of our Legends group, and
That's our new group.
what's our new Legends group? That's anybody who has traveled with us 3 times or more. You get a permanent rest of your life discount. Permanent rest of your life discount, and along with many other amenities, okay? Because we
And
realized
bonuses.
a long time ago that our best form of doing the tours for Esther, let's not forget that Esther's the star of the show. I'm totally
What are you
I'm
talking
totally
about?
security and local color here. Is unsurpassed personalized service that she gives you and her group of licensed guides and compagnatores
And people, and our
people
team,
that
our
are
team.
surrounded, that we have built up a business over here. So a big group now knows about this, and they keep coming back and more and more and
Now
more.
they become family.
Correct. Friends, great friends. So
Family
3
and
times,
friends.
and you're into our Legends category.
2 times.
2 times, and the 3rd time you're in?
2 times.
All right, so you're in, and that's a permanent discount
Anyway.
for all our tours that we have.
We hope this video was useful for you. Hopefully next week we'll be back to some lighter things. In the meantime, ching ching.
You're the best, Bunny. No
Ciao.
one's better than Esther. Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao.